I'm here with Matt from Matt's Garage. If you have not checked out his YouTube videos, check them out now. Watch this video, then go check them out. Hang out for a minute. Matt, what are we doing today?
Well, apparently your viewers got to you, and they said take it one step at a time.
It's true.
I personally think we should do everything at once, but he's a reasonable guy,
Yep.
So we're going to do the body lift today.
That's right.
Get it done, knock it out.
Yep. We're going to do a 1-inch body lift. I got the body lift from Wild Horses. Here's a piece of it. The rest of it, I don't know how it is.
High quality.
High quality.
Yeah.
So before you install the new bushings, you have to remove the old ones. There are 8 total bushings. So there are 2 by the tailgate, 2 behind the front seats, 2 under the dash, and then 2 in the front of the engine compartment. So first, try to unscrew the bolts with some PB blaster and a breaker bar. This actually worked for the bolts in the back of the truck. 4 bolts in the middle I actually cut out when I was replacing my floor pans. And the 2 bolts in the engine compartment were so rusted together that they would just spin when I tried to unscrew them. So what I did was I took my Sawzall and started chopping away at it, but the Sawzall was melting the rubber bushings. So what I actually had to do was cut the rubber bushing out before I could start cutting at the metal again. There's the gap between the body and the mount, but also in there's a little ledge too, and there's just a tiny bit left. And oh man, the whole thing is loose. Look at that. I'm gonna finish cutting this thing out.
All right, what John's doing right now, we're loosening up the bolts that basically secure the steering column to the firewall, because when you jack up the truck, it puts a lot of stress on this, and you don't want it damaging your steering box and the seals or any of this rubber stuff. It's kind of a pain, but very necessary step.
All right, so we're about to lift this side up. Got a little frame support here. We're jacking it up over here and got the engine lift to lift it all up. All right, so once you get the tub off the frame, then you can start removing the mounts.
The body mount, just in front of where your feet go as a driver, the sleeve that sits between the upper and lower bushing just gets fused to the inside from rust. It swells and fuses, and I just can't break it out. I'm trying to get leverage under it, but I think you need to cut it out or take an air chisel to it.
Here we go. Boom.
Man force.
Man force. After you remove the old body mounts, do yourself a favor and clean up the 40 years of rust and dirt that just came out.
This is the glamorous part they don't show you in most car shows, but that's why Nashville, Early Bronco, and Matt's Garage are fan favorites, because we bring you the nitty-gritty.
That's right.
I don't know if it's coming up on video, but it's also really good for the lungs. There's some rust dust that's just sort of aerating and shortening our lifespan.
All right, so when you're putting this together, what you have is you have your bolt, and you want to put the small washer on top, except for the ones up in the front. So what you want to do, you want to stick this through the body, tub, whatever you want to call it. This is the upper bushing, and this thing is made to slide right onto the frame. So above it is your big washer, and this little cutout here is made to fit right into the hole there in the frame. So you follow it up with the sleeve, and then your lower bushing goes on there. Wild Horses has done a tremendous job explaining the 1, the 2, or the 3-inch body lift. But this guy right here, it's a black blob. It's very detailed. But this is the lift block. Not to be confused with the upper bushing, which looks a lot like this black blob. So just watch out for that. This is the upper bushing on the 1-inch kit, and it has the little sleeve down at the bottom that sits in the frame. Now what I would do is I would start, if I were a smart man, if I was doing this again, I would start right here with the body mounts behind the seat. Start with those, then work your way, because the ones that are behind the seat, you have to jack the body up the highest. The thing is with these, the frame has a hole like this big sitting right under where you're working. Genius idea there, I know. So what I would do is I would put some tape or something over that hole so you don't drop anything in. Smart John didn't do that, so learn from my mistake, because I lost the sleeve in there. Yes, it swallowed this whole thing, gone. So I'm a sleeve down. Check with Wild Horses, maybe they'll send me another one. Probably have to pay for it, but you pay for it when you do dumb things. So put something over that, tape it, do something. I heard this before I started. I did not heed the warnings, so heed my warning. Put something over there so you too don't lose a sleeve. All right, so that is it. We are finished. Done. So we did it side by side. We took one side at a time and jacked it up, put the upper bushings in there, lowered it down, tightened the nuts on the bolts.
It's definitely something you could do yourself. I mean, it's not that hard. If you have the doors on too, you can just jack them with a normal jack.
Be looking out. I'll do a future follow-up video of how to square everything up, put some extra washers under there as needed, keep the doors straight, keep everything level, and check out this guy's videos. Matt's Garage. Link over here.
Wherever it pops up.
There's gonna be.
I never know.
I'll put some videos around
right
here.
over her face.
Of here. Right here.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really appreciate it.
It was
Cool
good.
to connect on the Bronco community.
All right, guys.
See you later.
Have fun.